Heavy rain and wind on the increase across central and eastern Kentucky. The very latest hour-by-hour forecast is just ahead.
A Danville man is in jail today accused of some sexual-related crimes. He was both a youth director and a school volunteer. More on the disturbing allegations coming up.
It was supposed to be a night for celebrating the Wildcats. But what a man lost to Big Blue Madness started a police investigation.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. WKYT News starts now with breaking news.
We continue to track the investigation into a deadly triple shooting.
It happened about 1 o'clock in an apartment on Jason Drive in Richmond. We're told that one person has died, 2 others were injured. Our Garrett Weimer is live at the scene now with the latest on the situation. Garrett?
It's still very much an active scene out here as police investigate that shooting on Jason Drive. Now, there has not been much activity outside that we can see until just a moment ago when several people came out to the coroner's van. You can see the coroner is still on scene here on the other side of this maze of crime scene tape that's blocking the street behind me. Now, police say when they got here, they found 3 people who had been shot. 1 man was dead. Another was taken to UK hospital with a wound to his head. Investigators also found a woman not far away who had been shot in the foot. Police have been out here for hours now as they work to figure out what happened to lead up to the shooting. Police have not told us how those 3 people involved knew each other. They do say, however, that they are not searching for a suspect. Now, people who live down near that apartment are having to park around here on another street around here where we are and walk to their homes because so much of the street, as you can see, remains blocked off while police investigate. Live in Richmond, Garrett Weimer, WKYT.
Garrett, thank you. As you can see there, it has been a rainy day as far as the weather across the area, and it's going to continue into our evening.
And you saw it windy as well. The winds will pick up, and we might see a storm or 2 as well. WKYT Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey is tracking it all for us on First Alert Defender. Chris?
Yeah, you want it. Chances are we've got it coming up over the next 24 hours. This powerhouse of a storm system continues to come together across the Ohio Valley into the Great Lakes, and in doing so, it's pulling up a lot of moisture here into central and eastern Kentucky. If you've been out today, you don't need me to tell you that you need the umbrellas, and that's going to be the case for really most of the next 24 hours. Let's track what's going on with Defender, and notice this band of very heavy rain that is shooting northeastward at a very rapid clip here. It's already into parts of Boyle County. That'll be into downtown Lexington coming up within an hour. So the heaviest rains are yet to come from Bardstown down toward Lebanon, Marion County, and again lifting into the Harrodsburg, Danville, Lancaster, and Nicholasville areas within the next half hour and across the downtown Lexington region, where we've already had a lot of heavy rains, better than a ½ inch so far on the day here at the station. Those numbers continue to climb. Out and about into downtown Lexington, a lot of folks heading into Rupp Arena. It is wet and going to continue to be that way for the better part of the evening. Northeastern Kentucky, southeastern Kentucky, everybody dealing with a similar sky. Notice there's a little break in the action to the southwest of us. That's where we have an area of low pressure that is going to combine forces with another low coming in across the upper Midwest. But watch the future radar, the hour-by-hour radar showing how the rains continue to come at us, guys, from southwest to northeast, with the heavier totals yet to come over the next 6 hours. We could be talking about some areas picking up better than a ½ to an inch of rain within the next 6 or 7 hours alone. When I come back in a few minutes, yes, we're going to focus on this system, but also it's all eyes on your big holiday and Breeders' Cup weekend in a few.
All right, Chris, we'll see you then. Thank you. A church youth director and former school volunteer is in jail accused of sex crimes involving minors.
Bobby Cassidy faces several charges in the case out of Boyle County. WKYT's Phil Pendleton talked to the church's pastor, who says he's shocked by the allegations.
The pastor at Gethsemane Baptist says the allegations are troubling based on the man they hired 2 years ago to work with their young people.
I was rather shocked, surprised.
Police say 28-year-old Bobby Cassidy had a juvenile send him pictures over a period of several months. The allegations center around improper text messages and photographs. Police say they were contacted by a juvenile Sunday night. They say altogether 2 alleged victims, a 15 and a 17-year-old, came forward.
We've never seen anything. We've never heard anything.
Gethsemane Baptist minister Stephen James says Cassidy planned youth programs and taught Sunday school.
Well respected and very respectful to me as their pastor, and also respectful to many of our people in church, our senior adults.
I am told that Bobby Cassidy was very involved in the Danville High School football program, a fixture here, doing many different things to help the football program. Also involved at the high school at the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Court records do not indicate that the victims were members of the church youth group or Danville High School students. But it does say that Cassidy even made reference to having arrest powers and being some kind of peace officer. James says Cassidy never gave them any reason for concern.
We vetted him real well, and he came highly recommended to us.
The minister says he's been suspended while the investigation continues. In Boyle County, Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
Court records show the minor who called them was threatened with the release of the images.
Police need your help to crack a credit card theft. Lexington police say the victim lost their credit card while at Big Blue Madness. Now someone else has been caught on tape shopping with it at stores around the city. WKYT's Victor Puente shows us who police are looking for.
Police say they have surveillance video of the man who used those credit cards. They also say they have some leads that he may have been working here when that theft happened. The crime happened while thousands of UK fans were watching the debut of this year's men's and women's basketball teams. Detectives say a fan from out of town lost his sunglasses case, which had his credit cards inside.
Didn't notice till he got home. Once he noticed, he started checking his credit card statements, and someone had obtained his cards and began making purchases around Fayette County.
They say this surveillance video shows the man at a gas station using one of those cards. They've had some leads already, but hope the public can narrow their search.
We have reason to believe they might have been an employee during Midnight Madness, someone who was working at Rep Arena.
They say he went to department stores and gas stations buying cigarettes and gift cards, spending hundreds of dollars.
The amounts are felony amounts, so the felony charge will be placed if we can identify the individuals.
Police are asking people attending tonight's blue-white game to be vigilant and take some extra precautions when it comes to their belongings. In Lexington, Victor Puente, WKYT.
Lexington police plan to increase their presence at tonight's blue-white game.
A driver injured in a Jessamine County crash has died. 72-year-old James Bradford died Sunday at UK Hospital. Police say Bradford was trying to turn his vehicle from Nicholasville Road into a gas station on Catnip Hill Road when it collided with a car. Bradford's passenger, Sue Huff, was also killed. This year's Triple Crown winner is back in the state where his journey began. A plane with American Pharoah flew into Lexington this afternoon.
He will be looking for another big win in Saturday's Breeders' Cup Classic. WKYT's Dick Gabriel is at Keeneland with more on American Pharoah's arrival.
American Pharoah arrived at the barn at about 4 o'clock this afternoon, and this will be his home for the next few days as he takes aim at what's being called Racing's Grand Slam. The Triple Crown plus the Breeders' Cup Classic. It would be a first in the history of the sport. There has been no Triple Crown winner since the inaugural Breeders' Cup in 1984. For the first time in racing history, a Triple Crown winner will run his last race in the state of Kentucky. The Breeders' Cup Classic will be it for American Pharoah. He will retire late Saturday afternoon. From Keeneland, Dick Gabriel, WKYT.
And he is a beautiful creature. By the way, the Breeders' Cup Classic runs at 5:35 Saturday nights. Big Blue fans can get another peek at their Wildcats tonight.
That's right. The team hits the floor of Rupp Arena for the annual Blue-White game, and our Rob Bromley's live there with a preview. Hi, Rob.
Hello, Sam and Amber. A blue-white game tonight. John Calipari did not say yesterday exactly how he plans to split up his squad, but as expected, he will give that 3-guard lineup a look, and then players may switch back and forth between teams as the game goes along. We'll see how it goes. Calipari has a lot of outstanding young talent coming into his program, but there are some veterans who are looking for minutes, among them 6'9" junior Derek Willis. Willis has been shooting the ball well in practice. There are things he knows he must do if he's going to have a chance to get on the court.
Probably just honestly playing with the motor, just never taking a play off, valuing possession, taking dumb shots, just honestly doing less and not doing more.
He's mature. He's, part of this is not just as a basketball player. It's just growing as a person, knowing who you are and what you're about, and he's been great.
So it's the annual Blue-White tonight here in Rupp, and it will be a 7 o'clock tip-off. It is on the SEC Network. And I will have much more coming up in the next half hour in sports. We'll hear from Cal, talk about Isaac Humphries, the young 7-footer, hear about how he's coming along here in the preseason. And it is the preseason, but the start of the season getting closer than you would think. Sam, Amber, that's it from here in Rupp Arena. Back to you.
Yes, it is, Rob. And on that note, before the season begins, the Cats play exhibition games against Ottawa and Kentucky State next week.
The Justice Department has opened a federal civil rights investigation into an incident at a South Carolina high school.
A school resource officer was caught on video yesterday pulling a student from her desk and dragging her across the room. And the officer was placed on leave after this video surfaced. We're learning more about a deadly crash during a parade. Adacia Chambers faces 4 counts of murder for running into a crowd during Oklahoma State's homecoming on Saturday. Court records show that she admitted to being suicidal at the time of the crash. The district attorney says Chambers intentionally went around a police barricade to hit the crowd. Chambers is in jail on a $1 million bond.
Dr. Ben Carson has dethroned Donald Trump in the Republican presidential race. Carson now leads the GOP field in a new CBS New York Times poll with 26 points. Trump is right behind him at 22 points. More than half of Trump's voters say they are locked in to support him, but 80% of Carson's voters say they could change their minds. Congressional leaders and the White House have reached a budget deal with just days to spare before a government shutdown. The 2-year bill raises spending caps by $50 billion the first year and $30 billion the year after. It prevents a spike in Medicare, Part B premiums, and reforms Social Security disability. It also lifts the debt ceiling until March of 2017.
If you heat your home with natural gas, it will cost a little less this year. The Kentucky Public Service Commission says gas prices have fallen by more than 1/3 from this time last year. The average total bill based on 10,000 cubic feet of gas will be about $83.74. That's down $23 from last year.
It is time now for Better Living, health, education, and consumer news that impacts your life. General Motors is recalling more than 1 million cars over fears they might catch fire. Most of the vehicles were recalled in 2007 and again in 2009 to fix the problem, but some are still catching fire. GM dealers will fix the cars for free. We have a list of the models involved in the recall on WKYT.com. Kentucky is taking part in a new program to improve emergency care during crashes. It's called the Yellow Dot Program. Drivers can request a packet that includes a circular yellow sticker to put on their car. The sticker lets emergency responders know medical information is in the vehicle's glove box. Packets are available through the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet, Kentucky State Police, and some hospitals. As we get older, it becomes harder to get rid of that spare tire, also known as the middle-age spread. However, doctors say if you're diligent, you can win the battle of the bulge. Holly Furfer shows us how.
For Deborah Matticino, daily walks with her dogs used to be just for fun. But since she turned 50, that exercise is a necessity.
I would put on some pounds, but eventually I would take and say, all right, reel it in, watch what you're eating, and they would drop off like that. But oh my gosh, it's so hard.
Frustrating, but inevitable for most people. It's middle-age spread. According to a recent study at the National Institutes of Health, a primary cause of that spare tire is a hormone called leptin, which tells your body you're full. As you age, those signals get weak.
Which increases appetite, which also increases more fat deposition into these areas of middle-age spread that we're talking about.
And an aging body does not need as many calories as it once did when it was more active and growing. So that means watching what you eat cutting out fatty foods and eating less. As we hit middle age, other systems in our bodies, like the adrenal glands and the thyroid, slow down and produce fewer hormones, contributing to weight gain.
There's also some breakdown in muscle mass as well. How do you maintain muscle? Exercise.
For today's Health Minute, I'm Holly Furfer.